Hey YouTube. All right. So I know it's been when you see this video, it'll probably be an entire 4 days, maybe since 3 or 4 days since my last post. I didn't do a breakdown for this recent Thursday or Friday, and I'm about to get into why. Essentially, I just had a losing day. Two losing days, but so I just got funded, and sorry, I'm getting out. I had notes for this video. But yeah, so this is going to be a trader psychology video. Basically, the psychology of dealing with losses. And not even just that, but just and how, because trading can get overwhelming, especially when you're inquiring losses, whether you know what you're doing or not. It's a lot to deal with when you are taking on those losses, right? You just want to correct the mistake, but sometimes it's you have to actually acknowledge that mistake, and you might have not been even privy to the mistake as you were making that mistake, and so it could get a little frustrating and overwhelming, right? But so that's why I say this is like a just an overall psychology video. First thing I kind of want to talk about though is just celebrating milestones, because as I did say, I did just get funded, and it's important to celebrate these achievements and to acknowledge them rather, um, but you don't want to burn out. So one of the things I have here is we need to understand the importance of taking breaks. Yeah, you want to make money every single day, but say you've been doing it every single day for like a week, 2 weeks, a week and a half, whatever it was. For me, it was a week and a half. I've traded every single day really for the last months, but this challenge that I was trading to get funded took me a week and a half that I was trading it in every single day, right? So and I told myself after I passed that I would take a break, but I didn't. So and clearly I needed it. The charts, I'm gonna post a breakdown at the end of this video, so this is gonna be a two-part video. It's gonna be the breakdowns from that I should have did Thursday and Friday, but I just went over, and so yeah, I'm gonna add that part of the video to the end of this. But yeah, um she's kind of lost my train of thought. Right, but I did kind of get burnt out because I was just a little I guess, like I said, overwhelmed. It was just a lot going on. The charts weren't really clear to me. In hindsight, it's super clear, and you'll see what I mean in the breakdown. But the next thing I want to touch on is just being aware of your emotional state, because that's kind of what could have prevented all of this. I understood going into Thursday, going into Friday, I was high off of the accomplishment, the achievement, and yeah, I'm eager and want to get going even harder, but that should have been my sign to just relax, chill, because I already felt it, like I was so high that my next low might be bad, and then yeah, man, I cried, bro. Like I fucking took that loss Friday. It was like my second losing day in a row, and I just really had to break down for a bit. Like my peoples weren't here, my family was out of town, and I was obviously emotional. You feel me? So it was just like I should have just stepped away from the charts. If I needed to cry, I should have went and cried and not let my trading be part of the reason I was crying. Just a lot of things going on right now, but personal life aside, I was aware of where I was, just emotionally that those 2 days, and so it's just about having that mindfulness. And give me one. Okay, sorry about that. Just had to talk to my daughter real quick. She wanted a pencil. We don't have no pencils. She left her pencils at school, so we can go get some pencils or something. But I'm gonna finish this video for you guys really quick. Uh, Where was I? Right. So being just aware of your emotional state. Um, the next thing I wanted to touch on here is just when you're trading, you want to be clear, right? You want to have uh the least possible distractions and the most possible mental bandwidth, right? Which means let's see. Um so the way I outlined this, it doesn't exactly like I didn't. So basically, I want to add something that I was putting towards the end here. With clarity and focus, I think it's important to emphasize rest and recovery. Because like I said, you want to avoid the burnout. If you can, I understand it's like you want to trade every single day. And don't get me wrong, I've been trading every single day for the last few months, but this last week and a half, it was serious, because it was like I wasn't trying things out. I was taking everything super serious because I had purchased this challenge and I was trading the challenge. And I'm not gonna half-ass the challenge. I might do that with a bunch of demos on my tightening up my strategy and stuff like that. And so I traded every single day for the last few months that I could trade. As far as uh, the trading week and holidays, that might have threw it off. But yeah, so that's not what I mean by burnout. But like when the capital is real and there's real stakes involved, it's like you could definitely get burnt out. It's gonna hurt. Like if you take a loss, it's going to be something that you kind of feel, you know what I mean? And you need to allow yourself to feel before you proceed, which is like one of the things I'm beating myself up about is that fact that I'm just now getting around to doing these trade breakdowns because I just really didn't want to even go over or like relive the moment in which I acquired them losses. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to do that though. You have to acknowledge what it is that you did wrong, where things where you could have improved, right? So I think when it comes to being clear-headed and focused, you have to give yourself some R&R. And this will help with your overall professionalism and your ability to be disciplined, right? So, because in sticking to this plan and this routine, right, uh, it'll become second nature to recognize the pattern in how you operate. And so whenever you do something wrong and maybe deviate from that, it's you're quick to pick up on it, right? It's just about being professional, you know what I mean? Like we don't trade our emotions, we trade what we see, you know what I mean? And and it has to be very discretionary, or not discretionary. I mean, it has to be very uh you know what's the word, objective, not subjective, objective. Basically like stand on business, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like traders, stand on business. Don't when you're bullshitting to when you're serious, and when you're serious, okay, you have to seriously reflect on that, right? So it's like if I just spent all day trading and I was just bullshitting it, I might not be so. It might not be a bad thing if you don't journal that day. But like if you're taking it serious, if you approach the markets with a serious demeanor and you was really trying to win, and if you win or if you lose or whatever, you should go over that and acknowledge the things you did good, the things you did bad. You know what I mean? And that's how you're gonna stand on business, because you're gonna be on top of it, right? You can't stand on it if you underneath it. If it's back there, you just moved on past it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes you got, like I said, reflect. You know what I mean? Definitely don't learn from yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't just move on like and forget about the progress you've made, because even if you take a loss, it's progress. You know what I mean? Especially if you're acknowledging, you know, the things that led to that loss, and how to you know fix those things, right? And what's the correct proper way to do things. um and then the next thing, like I said, self-reflection. um Definitely don't, don't deviate from your plan. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a plan, you have a plan for a reason. Maybe in trial or demo, try things out that you might be able to add to your plan. um, it's process over profit, right? uh we're doing this for long-term success. You know what I mean? We want to be consistent. uh Short-term goals may seem, or short-term gains may seem appealing. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, but like, if you're not sure, just go back to the books. You know what I mean? Learn from your mistakes. uh and it's important to balance ambition with uh patience. You know what I mean? Because, like, yeah, we be super ambitious, we want to just go, but you gotta sometimes just chill. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine, bro. It's a lot of benefits to just laying low and chilling for a little bit. You don't have to show up every day to the markets, even if you're a scalper, intraday trader. But uh regardless, especially rather if you're a scalper or intraday trader, it's like a lot of stress that comes with, being on top of the market on like a minute time frame or something, when things are changing, and you gotta you gotta remember how they relate and things to the higher time frame. It's just like, it could be a lot to juggle. You know what I mean? So um definitely find that balance between, just being ambitious. Yes, that's how you got this far, but also remember, you got this far being patient when you needed to. um like Ask yourself, is there any like milestones that you've reached, um and have you reached that milestone and realized that maybe you needed just an air of, you know breath or something to, like, just, you know chill? Did you need a step back, like, or did you feel like, now you definitely can keep going even harder? I think most of us probably accomplish something and, want to just maybe even just go pick up a beer or something and take a nap. You know what I mean? uh yeah, I think that's all I want to go over in this video. um this is what I actually want to leave. I want to leave a question for you guys to answer in the comments. If you could, I'll greatly appreciate it. I like the insight, and I think this can be inspirational for anybody who comes to this video, goes through the comments, and just sees that they're not alone in this. Because that's a big part of why I do this content, is just so you're not alone. If you're trekking this trail, someone's trekking this trail with you. You know what I'm saying? We all some traders, and so we all go through some of the same things, and we can learn from one another. So that being said, um I want you to ask yourself, like, can you recall a time where you made a trading decision against your better judgment? uh how did you turn that mistake into a valuable lesson for the future? That's basically what I want you guys to ask yourself. That being said, let's get to the second half of this video, which will be the breakdowns of the trades I took Thursday and Friday this week. All right, so obviously we're gonna start on Thursday, and yeah, let's just get into it. So what I seen coming into the day was basically price had broken this low right here. Really, I wouldn't say we broke it. Price didn't close below, but we did push down there, and so I was kind of looking for sales in some type of from some sort of supply, right? And this is what I was looking at, going down to the 4-hour. Sorry, somebody is walking, and I heard them. So this is this area right here, actually, I'm going to make yellow because this is basically the last couple of days. That's what this will represent. Yeah, as you can see, Wednesday, where's Thursday? Right here. Following up to, that's actually supposed to cover Friday. I don't know why it does it. Hold on. Oops. Let's go to the daily. Maybe what we need to do is scoot it back or forward. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, that should work. Right? What's today? The 24th, right? Okay. So today's the 24th. And basically Thursday started right here. So let's go ahead and move that to the start of Thursday. Okay. So this is the area we're working in. This is where I took my losses. And I'll try to remember Thursday. I just remember, so I was looking at this daily supply zone. As you can see, coming into the day, we were above this range. So I guess I was looking for price to come back down and pull back, but where's 8:30? Okay. Right here. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I should have did the breakdown Thursday for you guys because I'm having a hard time remembering quite where I placed my position. Where is that open? It's right here. And I think I remember price pushing down. But what was I looking for? So let's mark this up again, like another yellow, because I believe it was something I thought I saw on the 1 minute. Oh yeah, now I remember. See, looking at it from this perspective, now I definitely remember. Coming up right here. Okay, so I believe when this candle formed, as you can see, it was a lot of chop. We came up, made it equal high, or we didn't break this high. Forgive me. I'm so sorry, guys. I having a hard time remembering, but so I remember taking this low, watching it a little bit pre-market. This was, when did we do this? 28. So at 28, I was thinking, what if this just falls, right? So I was kind of looking for sells because we're in this, like I said, daily supply range. And as you can see, going back to the 15, at that time, right? So that's right here. we were pushing down this candle, but it actually pulled back up, and this one too, right? It pushed down even lower than this one. And so on the 15-minute, I was seeing this kind of loss of momentum, seeing that we just broke the high, anticipating a pullback. And I was like, okay, maybe we could sell off if price continues lower. And I was thinking maybe it'll bounce off demand. Obviously, it bounced off demand, but I didn't take that as my, like, I didn't even flip back out. I think I did flip back out to the 15-minute. Here, I'll mark this as green to show that it's demand. But I went back out to the 15-minute, so basically now I remember my trade. Right, so we had demand sitting down here, as well as, I believe, this untapped supply or demand, right? So we could have seen that and just looked for the buys, but like I said, I was just anticipating a pullback, and so like tunnel vision and stuck on that I didn't and then like I said, I wasn't considering that, you know, the daily level didn't really close below the low. It came back up and held above it. So um yeah, also it's US 30. It's pretty bullish for the most part, so you know, a lot of investors get in on those lows. So um yeah, I kind of was just out of it. My trade, I believe, like I said, was a sell. I seen price coming lower, and I think once this doji printed, or because I was like, I wanted it to take liquidity, it didn't, and I still got in the sell. I don't even remember where. Obviously, I was so actually, I think I did take the buy, and as you can see, got stopped out. Wasn't sure where to place my TP. I was just, I don't know, guys. I was kind of out of it, I'm gonna be honest. And you know, that's what the previous part of this video is, you know, that's really what I was going over. So anyway, yeah, got stopped out of this trade because I did not pay attention to these demands. Like I said, I didn't even go to the higher time frame. I did come down through the higher time frames. I always start from the top down, but um I just I wanted things to look bearish, and they were clearly bullish, but I just was stuck on my bias. So anyway, when we did break that low, then I hopped right into a sell, and obviously got stopped out of there as well. So yeah, that was my Thursday. Now let's go to Friday. All right, so coming into Friday, I noticed break of structure on this daily time frame. Now, basically, looking at it like price could come anywhere as low as here and then push up. And basically, I got caught in the same trap Friday, expecting a pullback because of that break of structure. Going down to the lower time frame, price had not really supported it at the time. Right here, we had already broken this high, and this candle hadn't fully closed at the open, but it was above the high already. And so the 4 hour essentially was looking like it was going for a bullish run. Going to the 15-minute. Where's that time? We could actually mark off the range that I was trading. Again, this yellow because indication of the time. So basically, yeah, where's that opening candle? Right here. Okay, and we could even go down to the 1 minute, because so actually I do want to note, so the 15-minute had printed basically up to here, right? And this candle that's edging the price right here is this, the very last candle that's there. That candle is the opening candle for the 15-minute that was forming. If you could see, it says 8:30 because when it closed it was 8:30, or I believe maybe when it opened. I, I where's that? Where'd the yellow go? Okay, here we are. Okay, basically now this is where we are at. This is where we need to be looking because this is what I was trading. So let's actually break down what is going on here. So we had that break of structure on the 4 hour. So really, and then you could see like this candle right here broke it. So kind of looking at this, like I didn't want to trade the breakout, but still all the time frames look bullish. I mean, as you can see, we just got a break of structure, so we could come back as low as here, but technically we're still bullish, right? So for that reason, shoulda, woulda, coulda caught. I usually do expect some grab of liquidity at the open, and that's what I like to see. And so when price came and took out, because look, we came up here, we made this high, right? Or how I'm gonna draw it. So boom, we make it that long. Actually, we could just start from the exact point. So from this high, right, we came down, boom, came up. What is this? I believe an equal high. It's a little off, but equal high, came down, lower low, then higher high, right? And then we came, and then right here is the opening candle. We bounced off of demand and off of support and pushed up. And ideally that would have been a good trade because we made this higher high, this became our higher low. Price came down, grabbed that liquidity, found support, which also is a demand right here, and then pushed up. But for whatever reason, I was scared when the market opened. Because of Thursday, really, taking that loss Thursday psyched me out. So this is the opening candle. I already expected the grab of liquidity. I was really feeling like sell, especially when this candle closed a doji. I was thinking sell, sell, sell. Stop loss above that candle, right? And then I was just going to take profit at demand. And that would have been a solid 1 to 1.7 right there. Or a lot of times, I've been noticing I'll grab liquidity, but the liquidity grab, I could just wait for the higher time frame move to play off of, right? So in this case, I could have even just waited for price to tap demand and had traded this. Stop loss below demand. That's a super duper cheap trade. And then take profit the high we just made. And that's a 1 to 4 right there, right? But those aren't the trades I took. So after price pushed down and I missed that sell, I was like, okay, that's an engulfing. Now let me take the sell. And I completely didn't think about it logically. I was just FOMO. Got in this trade, didn't even want to put a tight stop, the stop loss that would be needed for this trade like that, and I actually put it like somewhere here. Got stopped out, whatever the target was, and then I kept trading. I think price came up, pushed up, grabbed liquidity. I thought hop in a trade when I think yeah. So obviously price pushes up, engulfs, and I'm like, okay, now I want to grab the buy, like bullish engulfing, right? But no, price actually came and grabbed liquidity again, and yeah, essentially, had I been looking at this, not so stubbornly and just simply looking for sales because it's like market didn't show that, I would have been able to see like, okay, price was going to come and bounce off of this 15-minute structure, right? Intermediate structure. We could go here and even draw demand, you know what I mean? Price didn't even get this low, but so many things I could have did to kind of like formulate this buyer, obviously to enter as a buyer. I'm just trying to go over the things that like a buyer would have seen in his favor, right, or her favor. Ladies could trade. So yeah, then we could go down to the 1 minute and see how that looks to our, where we traded. So now I have this 4-hour support here, and then I could see when price came down again, it tapped another untouched demand. And the reason I like these demand levels is because they come with structure, right? So this first demand level we broke into, before we tapped into this first demand, here, let me draw it back up in case you don't remember where it was, or just don't see it. Before we tapped into this first demand, right here, we created a higher high. So that created a higher low, which created liquidity to be grabbed before this demand even was reached, which gave money to the market, and which, allowed prospecting buyers to see, what they could, potentially grab. Same thing here. So now once we bounce off demand, we made another high, making this a higher low. So when price starts to correct itself, this demand is valid to me because we have liquidity resting in between where price went. Like not say price would have came up here, not broke this high, and then started pushing down, I would not have trusted this demand. Why? Because we did not break any structure. So essentially the low is still being formed, and I wouldn't want to anticipate where it's going to stop just, without any liquidity in the way. There's no money to grab. Then in that scenario, we could have even gone lower, and essentially that demand could be the liquidity that is grabbed, or essentially what's the lowest point of that past that demand, and that would have been here. So if there was, like, say this high didn't come up here and we didn't break this high, price came down, I would have expected to see it actually take this liquidity before even correcting then, right? But anyway, that's basically the trades I took both Thursday and Friday, and kind of what I could have done as far as on the charts better. Yeah. And so going into the future, definitely going to consider, I shout out photon trading a lot, but one of the things Matt speaks about is a push on the higher time frame being a lower time frame trend. So yeah, obviously the trend was confirming the pushes that I was seeing on the higher time frames. Even though I wanted or was anticipating a pullback, there was never any actual clear changes of character across the time frames to even support that, aside from the wick from the daily. But I don't know, Matt, if you see this video, you let me know if how I executed on that. If you even see this video and watch this far, maybe if you aren't Matt and you see this video, shout them out in the comments. Yeah, that being said, that's all I have for you guys. Ooh, I lied. Before I get out, I want to say, thank you for watching the video. Only reason I want to do this now is because I was thinking, if there was going to be another part to this video or not. There's not. This is going to be the end of the video. So, after this, it'll probably just be outro, and then, yeah. So, I want to thank you guys for watching this far. If you have, hopefully this video was insightful for you. That is why I do it, because nobody was there for me when I was learning. I had to do all the research I can, and some people aren't necessarily doing their best job to give the best information available. And so I just want to make sure that if you leave my channel, you leave knowing that somebody is doing the work, the real work, in being honest and transparent with how things go. As a trader, it's not always rainbows and sunshine. Yeah, you can make money, but you can lose money too. It's a very risk-on business, right? It's basically all risk, guys. So yeah, that being said, like, comment, any questions, any ideas of videos you'd want me to do next, because this one's a little different, being that it's not just a normal breakdown. It is like a psychology video, because I didn't really want to make this video, as I said, and that's just because I was in my feelings about it. But nonetheless, I still, like I said, there's a me, like, from 3 years ago when I started this, that would appreciate, what I'm doing now, just as far as documenting and showing the process, and showing that it's not always up, sometimes it's down, and it's not really about whether you're up or down. It's always just about how you handle it, because you could very easily turn a green day into a red day. And also, with the proper approach, maybe, you take a step back, or whatever it is you have to do. But because some people's trading plans are, like me personally, I try to stick to 1 or 2 trades, tops. Like, really, I overtraded, I would say, this weekend. I think one of the days I took like 3 trades or something like that. I said week. It's the weekend I'm shooting this. Sorry. But yeah, you could turn a red day green. You just have to be smart about it, and maybe, like, whatever your strategy is, your first position, you don't go all in. Me personally, I do full size every trade, so that's why I definitely stick to 1 or 2 trades. So but even with that, I've turned red days green before. I don't prefer it, but I'm usually pretty quick with my losses. The last 2 days I wasn't, and the kind of revenge trading Friday, upset about Thursday, like, I hadn't fully put it past me. Obviously, that's why, because I couldn't even bring myself to do this video. But it's just all about, you know you can't let your emotions run the business. And if you're emotional, do what you got to do to get away, and find and focus on something else for a little bit. Because when you come back, you're gonna thank yourself. Everything's gonna be so much clearer. You're going to be refreshed and just happy you didn't lose money. So, um, you know, and that the business is still a business and operating, right? Because we want longevity. You know what I mean? That being said, that's all I actually have for you guys.